Hello and welcome, guys. In this video, we will talk about computers. What is computers and all? What is computer? Their simple definition is computer is an computer is an programmable electronic device which takes input raw data, process the data, and provides output as the programmed format. What does this mean? It means a computer. This is a computer. How it works? There is simple three-step process which computer combines to work. What is those? First, input, process, output. What does this mean? Computer takes input from the user. User provide the input. Computer process it and gives output. Here is an example. Suppose we want to get a result of 1 plus 1. We provide 1 and 1. It processes arithmetic operation 1 plus 1. It gives 2. When we see this process operation, in this two units are available. First one is arithmetic unit. Second one is logical unit. What does this arithmetic unit does and what does this logical? All the operations arithmetic unit, all the arithmetic operations perform in the computer is responsibility of arithmetic unit. Like plus, minus, into, divide, percent. These are the arithmetic operations. What is logical unit? All types of logical operation performed through this unit. Example: if, else, while, do while, for. These are the logical condition based. operations. Now, let's see the overview of the computer, the functionality. As we already covered the functionality of the computer, but again, functionalities of computer. Step 1, input. Step 2, store the data. Or instructions. Step 3, process the data. And convert it into sub information or useful information. Step 4, generates the output. Step 5, control all the above. Instructions. These are the functionality of the computer. Let's see advantages of the computer. First one is high speed. Computer is a very fast device. It is capable of performing calculation of very large amount of data. The computer has units of speed in microseconds, nanosecond, and even in picoseconds. It can perform millions of calculation in a few seconds as compared to men who will spend many months to perform the same task. Next advantage is accuracy. In addition to bring very fast, a computer are very accurate. The calculations are 100% error free. Are 100% error free. Computer perform all job with 100% accuracy. Hundred percent accuracy provided that the input is correct. Next advantage is storage capacity. Unlike human brains, a computer is free from monotony. And can store as much data as possible in the storage capacity. It can store large amount of data. It can store any kind of data like images, video, audio, text, and etc. Next advantage is versatile. A computer is very versatile machine. A computer is very flexible in performing the job to done. The job to be done. This machine can be used to solve the problem related to various fields. Can be used to solve the problems related to various fields. Next advantage is reliability. A computer is a reliable machine. A computer is a reliable machine. Modern electronic components have long lives. Modern electronic components have long lives. It means they can use for long term. A computer are designed to make maintenance easy. A computer is designed to make maintenance easy. Automation. Computer is an automatic machine. Computer is an automatic machine. Automation is the ability to perform given task. Is an ability to perform given task automatically. Once the computer receive a program, that is the program stored in the computer memory, then the program and instruction can control the program execution without human interaction. Next is reduce of cost and paper work. The use of computers for data processing in an organization leads to reduction in paperwork and result in spreading up the speeding up the process. A data in electronic files can be retrieved electronic file can be retrieved as and when required. The problem of maintenance of paper files gets reduced through the initial investment for installing a computer is high, though the initial investment in installation of a computer is high, it substantially reduce the cost of each of its transaction. Let's discuss of the advantages. Now, disadvantages of the computer. Disadvantages of the computer. Number one, no IQ. A computer is a machine that has no intelligence to perform any task. Each instruction has to be given to the computer. A computer cannot take any decision on its own. Dependency. Dependency. It functions as per the user's instruction, thus, it is fully dependent on humans. It functions as per the user's instruction, thus, it is fully dependent on human. No feeling. Next is no feelings. It can be disadvantage and advantages, because if we give n number of tasks, they can do without getting bored. It's also a advantage, but computer have no feeling of or emotions. It cannot make judgment based on feeling. unlike humans. Next topic is application of computer, where we can use computer. Application of computers. We will discuss the application of computer in various fields. Here are some fields like business. A computer has high speed of calculation, has high speed of calculation, intelligence, accuracy, reliability, or versatile, which has made it an integrated part in all business organization. In all business organization. Computer is used in business organization for payroll calculation, budgeting, sales analysis, financial forecasting, managing employee database, maintenance of stock. Next is banking. Banking is another application of the computer. That's the major part. Banking. Today's banking is the almost totally dependent on computers. Totally dependent on the computers. Banking provide the following facilities: like online accounting, which includes checking current balance, making deposit, and overdraft. ATM machines are completely automated. Next application of the computer is insurance. Insurance companies are keeping all records up to date with the help of computers. Keeping all records up to date with the help of computers. Insurance company, finance houses and stockbroking firms are widely using computer for their concerns. Insuring companies are maintaining a database of all clients with information showing procedure to continue with policies, starting date of the policies, next due installment of the policy, maturity date, interest due, survival benefits, and bonus. Next application and the biggest field of application of computer is education. The computer helps in providing a lot of facility in the education system. Education system become more easy. The computer provide a tool in the education system known as CBE, computer based education. CBE, computer based education. CBE involves control, delivery, and evaluation of the learning. Control, combination of evaluation and learning. Computer education is rapidly increasing. The graph of number of computers student is increasing. This is the graph. Like here, it is started with less number of students. Here, almost everyone have computer. Any device that is programmable like mobile is also a computer, just a compact or a small computer. Next is marketing. In marketing, they used as a advertising, and home shipping. Next is healthcare. Computer have become an important part in hospital labs. They are being used in hospitals to keep the record of patient, keep record of patient. It is also used in scanning and diagnosis different diseases. Scanning and diagnose different diseases. ECG, ECG, ultrasound, CT scan, and much more. Next is engineering design. In this, structural engineering, industrial engineering, architectural engineering. Structural engineering, architecture, engineering, industrial engineering. Nowadays, it is widely used in military also. Missile control, military communication, smart weapon. The most important is communication. Nowadays, the computer is used in communication, email, chat, message, FTTP, telnet, video conferencing. We have completed the application of computers. Now, generation of computers. There are five generations of the computer. First generation, 1946 to 1959, vacuum tube. Second generation, 1959 to 1965, transistor based. Third generation, 1965 to 1971, integrated circuit based. Fourth generation, 1971 to 1980, VLSI microprocessor based. And the last one, fifth one, 1980 to till now, ULSI microprocessor. Why these generations are there? It's like a graph. Let us make a graph. First generation, second, third, fourth, and fifth. This is the accuracy, speed, complexity, problem complexities, speed, and then space, storage. This graph is like this. Why? First generation, slow. Second, much better than that. Third, much better than first and second generation. Third, fourth, much better than 3, 2, and 1. Fifth, nowadays we are using fifth. More powerful. Speed, storage, accurate, can solve complex problem. Generation is like every generation has their own benefits and evolving themselves. Computer is evolving themselves. The first generation is vacuum tubes. The first computer is invented by Charles Babbage, father of the computer. Now, the type of the computers. Type of the computers. First one, PC, personal computer. Workstations, mini computer, mainframe, Supercomputer. Personal computer. It is a single user computer system having moderately powerful microprocessor. Workstations. It is also a single user computer system similar to personal computer, however has a more powerful microprocessor. More powerful microprocessor. Powerful microprocessor. More powerful microprocessor. Mini computer. Multi user. Mainframe. Multi user capable of supporting hundreds of users simultaneously. With more power. Supercomputer is an extremely fast computer which can execute hundred of million of instructions per second. Super fast. That can execute millions of instruction within second. Next topic is components. Computer components. All type of computer follow the same basic logic structure and perform the following five basic operations for converting raw input data into information useful for the users. Components are: take input, buy input device, store data, in storage device, process data by processor, output data by output device. Here are the flowchart. Output, input, output, and here is goes process. Arithmetic, logical. So here is the units. Input unit, CPU, central processing unit. In this, two unit are there: A U L U, arithmetic process unit, logical unit. and then output unit. This topic is over. Now the next topic is computer CPU. I will show you the detailed about computer CPU. Central Processing Unit. Computer CPU. CPU. Central Processing Unit. CPU is considered as the brain of the computer. Considered as the brain of the computer. CPU perform all types of data processing operation. Perform all types of data processing operations. It stores data, intermediate result, and instructions. It stores data. Sorry for this. It stores data, intermediate instructions, and result. It controls the operation of all part of the computer. It control the operation of all the part of computer. CPU itself has following three components. CPU components: memory or storage unit, control unit, and third one is ALU, arithmetic logical unit. Here is a diagram. Input unit, memory unit, CPU, control unit, and then arithmetic unit, logical unit, and then it gives output. User gives the input, it goes into the memory, stores the instruction into memory, it sends it to the CPU. In CPU it's control it, like in which part it have to go and solve the problem, like arithmetic or logical. Then it process the data, send it back to memory, and then it's give to output. Next is input devices. Computer input devices. Following are the important input devices. Here is the list: keyboard, mouse, joystick, S Pen, Samsung, scanner, and much more. Next is output devices. Output devices. First one is monitor, second printer, and plotter, or you can say speaker. The next is memory, computer memory. A memory is just like a human brain. A memory is just like a human brain. It is used to store data and instructions. Store data and instructions. Computer memories is the storage space in the computer where data is to be processed and instructions required for the processing are stored. Memory is primary of the three types. Memory types. First one, cache memory. It's not cache, it's cache memory. Second one is primary memory or main memory. And third one is secondary memory. We will talk about this in a later videos or later about what is this. Let's describe here. Don't wait for the next video. What is cache memory? Cache memory. Cache memory is a very high speed semiconductor memory. Very high speed semiconductor memory which can be used to speed up the CPU. It acts as a buffer between the CPU and the main memory. It acts as a buffer in between CPU and main memory. It is used to hold those part of data and program which are most frequently used by the CPU. Most frequently used instruction slash data is stored in cache memory. It's a volatile memory, which means it will automatically erased when memory erased when no power is there. The part of data and programs are transfers from this to cache memory by the operating system from where the CPU can access them. Advantages: cache memory is faster than main memory. It consumes less access time as compared to main memory. It stores the program that can be executed within a short period of time. Required to be executed in short period of time. Disadvantage of cache memory is disadvantage. Cache memory is a limited memory and it's a very expensive. Now let's talk about other memory type, main memory or primary memory. Primary memory holds only those data and instructions on which the computer is currently working. It has a limited capacity and data is lost when power is switched off. Limited capacity, just like cache memory, but more than cache memory. Data lost when PC is switched off. It means it's a volatile memory. It is generally made up of semiconductor devices. The memories are not as fast as registers and cache memory. The data and instructions required to process reside in the main memory. It is divided into two subcategories, RAM and ROM. Two subcategories. Full form of RAM is random access memory. Full form of ROM is read only memory. Characteristics of main memory. Here are some characteristics. Semiconductor, main memory, primary memory, fast and volatile. It is also known as working memory. Let's talk about secondary memory. Secondary memory is also known as external memory. It is slower than main memory. Cheaper than main memory. Depend on the size. Capacity or size. The content of secondary memory are first transferred to the main memory and then CPU can access it. How CPU access secondary memory data? Second, it goes to first, then it goes to CPU. That's the process flow. Of computer memory. For example, CD-ROM, DVD-ROM, external hard disk. Pen drives, and much more. Let's talk about the characteristic of second memory. Characteristic of secondary memory. It's a magnetic and optical memories. It is also known as the backup memory. It is non volatile memory. Data is permanently stored in the memory even if switched off. It is used as a storage of data in a computer. It is used for data storage in a computer. Computer may run without the secondary memory. Slower than primary memory. Now let's talk about next topic, that is RAM. RAM. I previously tell the full form of RAM. RAM is random access memory. It is the internal memory of CPU. For storing data, programs, instructions, and program results. It is read and write able memory which store data until the machine is working. Access time in RAM is independent of the addresses, that is, each storage location inside the memory is as easy to reach as other location and take the same amount of time. RAM is a volatile memory. Data stored in it is lost when the switch off the computer. Backup uninterrupted power system is often used for this computer. Power backup is used for system so that PC can work uninterrupted. RAM is small in term of both physical and logical. Two types of RAMs are available. First one is SRAM, SRAM. Second one is DRAM. SRAM means static RAM. Second one is dynamic RAM. Let's talk about static RAM. Static indicates that the memory retains the content as long as power is being supplied. Static means data remains inside the memory till it's powered on. SRAM chips use a matrix of 6 transaction and no capacitor. 6 transistor and no capacitor. SRAM don't refresh on a regular basis. Characteristic of SRAM. Long life, no need of refresh, faster, used as cache memory, large size, expensive, and last one is high power consumption. Now let's talk about the DRAM. D stands for dynamic. It means it refreshed continuously. This is done by placing the memory on a refresh circuit that rewrites the data several hundred times per second. Rewrites the data several hundred times per second. DRAM are made up of memory cell which are composed of one capacitor and one transistor. One transistor and one capacitor. Characteristics of dynamic RAM. Short data life. Need to be refreshed continuously. Used as RAM. Smaller in size. Less expensive. Less power consumption. Now we have talked about RAM. Now it's time to see what is ROM. Random access memory. What does that mean? Random access memory. This is RAM, not ROM. ROM means read only memory. So this is the rest. You failed. Now read only memory means we can only read. We cannot write. Cannot write. This is the main. The memory from which we can only read but cannot write on it. This type of memory is non-volatile memory. ROM stores such instructions that are required to start a computer. Like BIOS. There are several types of ROM like MROM, PROM, EPROM. We will talk about this. What is MROM, PROM, EPROM? M means masked, P means programmable, EP means erase and programmable. What does this three ROM means? First one is hardware device that contain a reprogrammed set of data or instructions. These kind of ROMs are well known as masked, which are inexpensive. Very first ROM were hardware. First ROM is hardware, inexpensive. That's called masked. Now, what is PROM? Programmable ROM. This kind of ROM can only be programmed only once. And the third one is erase and programmable. We can erase the data and program several times. Let's talk about the definitions. PROM. PROM is read only memory that can be modified only once. Read only memory that can be write only once. The user buys a blank PROM and enters the desired content using a PROM program. Inside the PROM chip, there is a small fuse which are burnt open during programming. It can be programmed only once and it is not erasable. Not erasable. Not erasable PROM. Let's talk about EPROM. EPROM means erasable and programmable. Read only memory. EPROM can be erased by exposing it to ultraviolet light for a duration of up to 40 minutes. Can be erased by exposing into ultraviolet rays up to 40 minutes. EPROM erasers achieve this function during programming. An electrical change is trapped in a insulated gate region. The charge is retained for more than 10 years because the charge has no leak path. Charge retain for up to 10 years. Now, what is the advantage of ROM? Advantage of ROM: read only memory, non volatile, cannot be accidentally changed, cheaper than RAMs, easy to test, more reliable than RAM, static and do not require refreshing. Contents are always known and can be verified. We have completed the memory topic. Next one is motherboard. The motherboard serves a single platform to connect all the parts of a computer. Connect all the parts of the computer through motherboard. It connects the CPU, memory, hard drive, optical drive, video card, sound card, and other ports and expensive cards directly or via cable. It can be considered as the backbone of a computer. Feature of motherboard. Motherboard varies greatly in supporting various type of component. Motherboard support a single type of CPU and few types of memories. Single type of CPU and few types of memories. Video card, hard disk, sound cards have to be compatible with the motherboard to function properly. Cards have to be compatible so that they can work properly. Popular motherboard manufacturers: Intel, Asus, ASRock, AOpen, ABIT, Gigabyte, MSI. Next is computer memory unit. Unit. Computer memory unit is the amount of data that can be stored in the storage unit. The storage capacity is expressed in the term of bytes. Storage capacity in term of bytes. Bytes are the term used like megabyte, gigabyte, and so on. Let's talk about the memory unit. What types of memory unit are? What is the smallest unit available? First one is bit. Bit is the smallest unit of the memory. That's the smallest. Bits is 0 and 1. Bits represent by binary number 0 and 1. Second is nibble. Nibble is group of 4 bit. Bit I have explained here. What is bit? Bit is the smallest memory unit which work on binary number 0 and 1. 0 and 1 bit. Nibble is a group of 4 bit. Third one byte. Byte is a group of 8 bit. A byte is the smallest unit that represent a data item or a character. This is the smallest unit, and byte is represent smallest for byte is smallest for representing item or character. Then kilobyte. Kilobyte 1 KB. KB is the short form of kilobyte is equal to 1024 byte. If we want to convert into bits, 1024 into 8. In 1 byte, 8 bits are available. So 1024 byte into 8, that's the bit. So next is megabyte. Megabyte is equal to 1 MB. 1 MB is equal to 1024, that's KB, kilobyte. This is kilobyte, this is kilobyte. So if we want to convert into byte, what is 1024 into 8 into 8? 1024 kilobytes, and in 1024 kilobytes 1024 byte available. So 1024 into 8 into 8 into 8. Then next is gigabyte. Gigabyte is 1 GB equal to 1024 megabyte. You can convert it to kilobyte. After gigabyte, it's terabyte. TERABYTE. 1 TB is equal to 1024 GB. Now petabyte, PETABYTE. 1 petabyte equal to 1024 terabyte. So this is the order of increasing. Like, I will tell you again: bit, then byte, then KB, MB, GB, PB. This is the ascending order. 018 byte bit, 1024 byte, 1024 KB, the previous one, 1024 MB, 1024 GB, that's TB, then PB, TB, then PB, 1024 TB, terabyte. Next is computer ports. Many types of ports are available in a computer to connect other devices. Ports is a physical docking points using which an external device can be connected. Port is used to connect external devices. Such as printer, monitor, external storage, and so on. What is the characteristic of ports? Characteristics of ports. External devices are connected to a computer using cable and ports. External devices are used to connect by cable and ports. Ports are slot on the motherboard into which a cable of external device is plugged in. Ports are slots on the motherboard into which a cable of external device is plugged in. Example of external devices are printer, monitor, and external and so on. Some type of Ports are serial ports, parallel ports, PS2 ports, USB port, VGA, graphic port, power connector, Ethernet, modem port, audio ports, firewall port, game port, and so on. Let's talk about hardware. Computer hardware. Hardware represent the physical and tangible component. Tangible component. Component that can be seen and touched. Seen or touch. Example of hardwares are input devices, like keyboard, mouse. Output device, printer, monitor. Secondary storage devices, hard disk, CD DVD player. Internal components, like CPU, motherboard, RAM, and so on. Relation between hardware and software. Relation between hardware and software. Hardware and software are hardware and software are mutually dependent on each other. Both of them must work together. Both of them must work together to make a computer operable. Hardware without a set of program to operate upon cannot be utilized and it's useless. Software cannot be utilized. Software cannot be utilized without hardware. Same for hardware. Without software, we cannot utilize hardware. Different software application can be loaded on a different software can be loaded on hardware. Hardware is one time expense. If the hardware is the heart of the computer, if the hardware is the heart of the computer, then software is the soul of the computer. Heart of the computer, then software is the soul of the computer. Software act as an interface between the user and the hardware. That's the most important line. Software is work as a intermediate between user and the hardware. Next is software. There are multiple types of software are available. software. Software is a set of program. Software is a set of program. A program is a set of instruction set of well defined instructions that can solve a particular problem. Two types of software are there. Two types of software are there. Number one, system software. Second is application software. Now let's talk about what is system software. System software is a collection of programs designed to operate, control, and extend the processing capabilities of a computer itself. System software is generally prepared by the computer manufacturers. Prepared by the computer manufacturer. Some example of computer software are operating system, interpreter, assembler. Here is the list of some of the most prominent feature of some system software. Feature of system software. Close to the system, close to the system, fast in speed, difficult to design, difficult to understand, less interactive, smaller in size, difficult to manipulate. Now let's talk about the application softwares. Application software products are designed to safety a particular need of a satisfy the particular need of a particular environment. All software applications prepared in a computer lab can more under the category of application software. Application software consists of simple programs such as Microsoft Notepad for writing and editing a simple text. Example of application software: payroll software, student record software, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and so on. Feature of application software. Feature of application software. Close to the user, easy to design, more interactive, slow in speed, generally written in high level language, easy to understand, easy to manipulate and use, bigger in size and require large storage space. Bigger in size and require large storage space. Next is computer networking. How computer network works. Computer network. What is computer network? A computer network is a system in which multiple computers are connected to each other to share information and resources. Multiple computers are connected to each other to share information and resources. Characteristic of computer network. Of computer network. Share resources, create file and store them in one computer, and can access through other computers. Connection of printer with several other computers. Following of the list of hardware required to set up a network connection. Hardware required to set up a computer network. First one is network cables. Next is distributors. Then routers, internal network card, external network card. This is all with this computer network. How to connect to a network. How to connect to a network. We can connect to a network through two ways. First one is wired, second one is wireless. How can two computers can communicate with each other? They can communicate via wire, two or more. Let's create one more. How these three computers, one, two, three, can communicate with each other? First one is wired, symbol this. Second one is wireless, symbol Wi-Fi. It can goes here, 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 and here. This is a computer network. So we have completed the computer fundamental course here. We covered everything from the beginning, like disadvantage, advantage, what is computer, application of computer, then generations of computer, types of computer. After that, how a computer work, computer input devices, output devices, computer memory. Memory is just like a human brain to store data and instructions. Cache memory, primary memory, secondary memory, characteristic of secondary memory, then RAM, part of RAM, SRAM, DRAM, characteristic of RAM, then ROM. ROM is read only memory. Then we saw the type of RAM, ROM, EPROM, PROM, MROM. Then we talk about motherboard. motherboard. Then we talk about computer memory units, how unit works, byte, KB, MB, GB, TB, PB, and here we completed the computer fundamental course.